boxing in the middleweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting to my right out of the red corner, he's wearing white trunks with red trim and weighed in at 157 3/4 pounds. Coming to us from Navojoa, Sonora, Mexico, he has a professional record of 74 wins, 4 losses, with 63 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the former 2-time champion of the world, Yori Boy Campas. And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing black trunks with silver trim and weighed in at 157 1/2 pounds. A native of right here, San Antonio, Texas, he is undefeated with 27 wins, no losses, with 24 of those 27 wins coming by way of knockout. Damas y caballeros, please welcome the formerly ranked #1 junior middleweight contender in the world and still undefeated, Tony Ayala. Once again, your referee in charge now to give the instructions.
All right, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Any questions, Campas? Any questions, Ayala? I'm going to caution you again.
Here are the rules as
Obey
governed
my
by the
commands at all
Texas
times.
State Athletic Commission for tonight's main event. 3 knockdown rule in effect, no standing 8 count. Only the referee can stop it. Accidental cuts still go to the scorecards after 3 rounds are complete. People ask about Campas maybe on his way down. Tony Ayala says, I don't care what people say. I could cure cancer, AIDS, and the aging process. People will have their opinions of me. I live by my own code. I don't worry about tomorrow. I live for each day. Round 1 underway.
Campas will be his most dangerous early because recently a couple of things happened. He swells up from all the fights he's had. And sometimes he gives up in tough fights, like his last fight with Obakar. He quit on the stool. But it takes a lot to get him to that point. So he'll be dangerous early. He can bang.
Campas with an 81% knockout ratio. All 4 of his losses have been knockout losses, but their names: Felix Trinidad, Jose Lopez, Fernando Vargas, and in his last fight against Obakar. Ayala 27-0, 24 knockouts, 7 first-round knockouts in his career. And the subplot after the Obakar fight, veteran trainer and good guy Miguel Diaz out of Las Vegas walked away from Campas. He said, young man, it's time to retire. But Campas fights on.
You know, the punch that everyone's looking for from Ayala, from both guys for that matter, is that left hook. They both like to use that left hook. And every once in a while you watch Campas, he'll leave a little bit of a slow left hand out there. The right hand could be effective. The right hand counter from Ayala. There it is. There it is again. Take what's there. Right hand is there.
And he mixes the left in for good measure. One of Campas's former trainers, the veteran Hall of Famer Lou Duva, says that if Ayala, and he worked with Tony as well, works the body on Campas, it'll be an easy night for Ayala.
Both these guys have the same strengths and the same weaknesses. They both like the body. They both like left hooks. They both can punch. Ayala is better defensively and technically, even at this point after a long layoff. Campas has always been easy to hit, but he's tough early. Early, he's tough.
Short left on the inside, sneaky punch from Campas. He knows every trick in the book. Ayala makes Campas miss on the inside. Good left hand from Yori Boy. See Campas blocking the uppercut from Ayala.
Ayala, the bigger man, not using his size, laying on the ropes like this.
Final seconds of round one. Both guys have landed some good shots. Ayala the most effective.
Now, you may never find the goose that lays the golden eggs. But if you found a woman who likes to make picnic eggs, you found a real treasure. Hang on to that one, fella. Treat her like a queen, and you'll come to know more earthly delights than a man could hope for. That's living. The High Life.
Out of cash? Wouldn't dial zero if I were you, stranger. Dial 1-800. Call AT&T. And you can save big bucks. All you have to do is dial right down the center. Aim right down the center. 1-800. CALL-ATT. It's always the same low rate. It's great, right? Call me. Collect.
So call.
Sweetie! I did it! For the same low rate, every minute, everywhere. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect costs.
Well, we're talking about finding out about the chin right at the end of the bell. A good left hook landed by Yori Boy on that chin of Ayala. Maybe it was good. It was at the end of the round.
The two combined to land 26 power shots in round number one, according to CompuBox's count. 17 for Ayala, 9 for Campas. Ayala had control the first 2 minutes. Campas had a good final minute of the round. Take a look at the punch numbers in round one. 10 of 63 for Yori Boy, 19 of 66 for Tony Ayala.
Ayala, the bigger man, as we talked about, shouldn't get trapped on those ropes. Maybe looking to counterpunch off them. Doing a little counterpunching as he takes a step and gives a little room to create room to punch. Hey, technically, the smarter guy, Ayala.
Good right hand by Campas on the chin of Ayala.
And Campas is going to be dangerous early.
And you worried about the whiskers of the 37-year-old Ayala, how much he had left there.
I would not have taken this fight at this point by Ayala. Doesn't mean he's not going to win it. I don't know how good my guy's chin is after all those years off. Physically, what is left? What has nature has left in that chin? I don't want to find out with a good banger.
Ayala showing some speed fighting off the ropes. Good left hand from Campas.
Anything dangerous and effective is going to come from that left hand from Campas. Ayala, both hands. Mostly left hook, both hands.
Both men wary and protective of uppercuts.
Hand speed advantage. Ayala, even though he's been a bigger man his whole career. You know why? He has more pure talent. As a young kid, he had tremendous pure talent.
Short right from Ayala off the ropes. Good counter left hand from Campas.
You can hit Campas with uppercuts, too, on the inside.
Yet he seems to be protecting against that.
You're right, he's dropping his glove a little bit underneath his chin to protect against that. He knows that's the punch that can come when he's close.
Wide left to the body, maybe low by Campas.
Good round.
And these 3 minutes flew by. A little different than Coker and Mendoza.
$39 down. Just $39 down buys your next vehicle at Major World in Queens. Over 1,000 vehicles in stock. Cars, trucks, minivans, 4x4s. Only $39 down. Nissans, Toyotas, Mitsubishis, Fords, Mercurys, Hondas, you name it. Major has it. No credit, bad credit, no problem. You're approved at 800 Major Loan. Just $39 buys your next vehicle at the Major Auto Group, Northern Boulevard, Long Island City, Queens.
Innovative Sports presents Countdown to Sydney as the U.S. women's soccer team battles Germany on Saturday, July 22nd at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Then on Sunday, July 30th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Mia Hamm and the U.S. women clash with Norway. It's the USA against Germany, Saturday, July 22nd at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and the USA versus Norway, Sunday, July 30th at 2 p.m. Eastern. Live and only on pay-per-view.
Well, Tony Ayala nearly 17 years off. You get a look as compiled by CompuBox. Length of layoff. George Foreman came back to win a title. Primo Carnera came back at the age of 45. Ayala back at the age of 37 now. Round 3 underway in what has been tremendous action through the first 2 rounds. There's the speed of Ayala.
He's the better man in that department. And he puts more punches together. Again, technically more sound, even at 37.
Of the 30 punches Yant landed by Ayala in round 2, all were power shots.
Campas comes, it's not complicated, comes straight in, takes a lot to give. The question, how much can he take and what can he give? And how soon can he give it?
Ayala lost his mouthpiece. I don't know if it came out from a punch or not. Low in the action. They'll put the mouthpiece back in. Teddy, you know what the other thing is curious about this? This could be a real grueling 10 rounds. And I mean, let's face it, the competition Ayala's been in against in the 5 fights, he's only had 21 rounds. That's another factor. Stamina, conditioning at the age of 37.
What's going to come into play here is how the face holds up for Campas. Does he swell up? And his constitution. Does he give up if it starts getting tough late in the fight? He has done that in 3 of his losses.
Doubling up with that left hook to the body. They want him in his corner to work that body.
We talked about size. Campas been naturally a welterweight, moved up to junior middleweight. His whole career, the beginning part, welterweight. Ayala, bigger guy, always a junior middleweight and a middleweight.
Campas trying to double up with the hook. That left hand scored.
Ayala has to be careful he doesn't go defensive too long. He allows Campas to put punches together then.
So much has been made of the comeback of Tony Ayala, not only here in the San Antonio area in Texas, but across the country. And people have flocked to see him. Some 9,000 to 10,000 strong here tonight. But there's one thing that Tony Ayala has no interest in being, and that is a role model.
I don't understand this need for people to have heroes. I really don't. I'm not to be anybody's role model. I'm out of prison. I'm certainly not committing any crimes, and I'm not who I was, but I'm certainly not perfect. And I'm not to be taken as a role model because of my past, because of my mistakes. I would really hope that parents out there are doing their job in guiding their own children through their youth and being good role models for them, because if a child needs to look at somebody through television or someone in sports and try to emulate what they do, then their responsibility lies with the parents who are not doing a good enough job, who are too concerned with keeping up with the Joneses or some other distraction. It's not my job to raise anybody's kid. I didn't have them. I don't have kids. And I don't have them for a reason. So, don't lay that burn on me. I don't need that.
And Tony Ayala seems well-grounded, Teddy.
Very honest.
On a variety of topics, and well-spoken there. Very good action fight through 3 rounds. It is a toss-up. Both men have had shining moments. Good combination from Ayala.
The funny thing, you can see the bigger guy is Ayala, but the advantage is his speed. His hand speed and even his mobility. Campas is one way, guys, straight in. Ayala can have a little advantage in what they call boxing. Get his punches off, move around, move to the side a little bit. The question will be if Ayala can keep that up.
Fans here in San Antonio trying to urge Ayala on. Chant of Tony.
Good setup there. Right hand to the body, then nice punches to the head from Ayala. That's what he always did well. The body always set the table for Ayala.
Well, through the first 3 rounds, this fight is 2-1. Could either be 2-1 Ayala or 2-1 Campas. It's been that tight.
What's very unusual here, I talked about it in our opening, between the first and second round of our first fight. You expect a point like this in a guy's comeback to have a tough fight. But the funny thing is, this might be the toughest fight Ayala had even when he was at his best.
Right.
That is very unusual in these kind of circumstances. He never was really tested in his first go-around.
Yeah, we showed you that graphic before, the long layoff, and George Foreman was second with 10 years. He was a heavyweight champion of the world before his layoff. Ayala was the #1 contender.
22-0. The closest thing he came to a struggle in that 22-0 was against Mario Maldonado when he was dropped. The only time in Ayala's career. This could be dangerous in these spots by Ayala. I know he's trying to pace himself and then look for a spot, but he's allowing Yori Boy to put punches together.
Ayala with a double left hand off the ropes, and he works the body. Doing a good job fighting off the ropes near the end of round 4.
Today, people who didn't send the money with Western Union in the heart.
There's a cut along the left eye of Yori Boy Campas. The referee explains that it was from an accidental clash of heads. They would go to the scorecards after 3 rounds are complete. Tony Ayala, Yori Boy Campas. Round 4 underway, scheduled for 10. We're in San Antonio, Texas. Bob Papa, Teddy Atlas. Glad you could join us here on Friday Night Fights. Great action through the first part of this fight, through the first 4 rounds.
Well, the first part of bad things has happened now for Yori Boy Campas. He's been cut. And that's usually when he starts going downhill a little bit. We'll see how he stands up, having been cut now. His last fight, he got busted up, as we talked about with Overcall, and gradually got beaten down, physically and emotionally. In the end, wound up giving up, as we said earlier.
Trying to work the jab.
You have to come right back punching quick with Yori Boy, Bob. You can't go defensive too long because Yori Boy takes a picture when he punches. He poses when he punches. You come right back, you're going to catch him. You're not going to let him put punches together. You go defensive too long, hey, he's going to become a combination puncher. You don't have to let him be a combination puncher. But you can understand why Tony's going to go defensive wants to check everything out. He wants to make sure everything's working. He wants to see his defense. Plus, in his mind, he's thinking about pace, maybe a little bit.
There's some blood from the nose of Ayala.
There's no doubt if Ayala gets through this fight with a W, it will be a big development fight. Will improve him at this point. No doubt about it.
Hey, how much does this take away from Campas because of that cut? He's trying to stay on the outside more and box. It's not his game.
No, and the temperament I worry about. All of a sudden, he's not fighting that determined fight he was fighting earlier.
Well, Ayala got it along. Ayala and Tony were married before he went to jail. They were then divorced after 6 years while he was in jail. Then they remarried. And Tony credits her with really putting his life back together. He said she was the one that held my hand and gave me a hug in my time of need. With some swab and some cotton in the corner of Campas as they work on that cut on the left eye. Round number 6 underway, scheduled for 10. Great action fight, a lot of power punches. Neither man has been down. Both guys had an opportunity to rock each other. You see Campas pawing at his left eye where the blood continues to trickle.
Now it's probably time for Tony to step it up a little bit. It was a change that last round because of the cut and the attitude of Campas. And knowing the history you know of Campas, that he has been discouraged in fights recently, step it up a little bit.
You know, at the end of the last round, as he went back to his corner, Campas kind of shaking his head, a little frustrated with that cut. Steady scorecard through 5. You have it 49-47.
Bob, there's been 3 times in the career of Campas that he's given it up. Against Jose Lopez in 96, Fernando Vargas in 98, and his last fight against Oberkar. Finished on the stool. And you know what happened before he gave it up? He started to get busted up.
Tony's wife, Lisa, showing good head movement. You wonder, though, if maybe with those things that you mentioned, Teddy, especially in the last fight with Oberkar and with Miguel Diaz leaving Campas, that maybe Yori Boy has more resolve, although the blood worsening a bit.
That's a good point, Bob. Pride. Pride can come into the factor here. 2 Mexican-American fighters, no doubt about it. Little extra pride on the line.
Now it looks like Ayala might be cut on the right eye. Not sure.
Step back, let's go.
I'm not sure if it's Campas's blood or no. I think Ayala might be cut on the right eye.
Oh, it's been a long time since Ayala's seen his own blood. Let's see how it affects him.
Not sure if it is, Teddy. It could be Campas's blood. Good combination off the rope from Ayala.
See, this is where Ayala should not allow Campas to get punches together. You come right back punching like that. With Campas, you're going to break up any combination from Campas. Because Campas is right there to catch. Even when he's throwing, he's posing.
They pound away at the end of round 6.
August 19th.
August 19th, the X Games on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. Sponsored by Motorola.
Also on August 19th, the Machias Wild Blueberry Festival.
Catch you this time.
2 out of 3.
Okay, you ready? Sure. Okay. 1, 2, 3, send. Oh,
need scissors. Backseat. Watch your head. Ah, funny. Ow. Come on, move over.
The bell tolls for round number 7. Tony Ayala, Yori Boy Campas. Ayala is not cut along the right eye. He may have a nick in his left ear, but a lot of the blood on Ayala's face is Campas's from that cut left eye. Some swelling under the left eye of Ayala.
This is becoming an intriguing fight. Questions to be answered. How much does Ayala have left? How far will he go if this fight is tough? How far will he reach? And Yori Boy, how far does he want to go? As long as he's being given confidence, Campas that is, he will go further. And he's being given confidence in spots.
Ayala warned for hitting on the break. The corner of Campas wants him to hook to the body. And there he does. He hooks to the body. Ayala doesn't like it. Tony responds. Nice combination by Ayala. It's not a bad thought to go with a 37-year-old's body.
No, it's not. Especially when you're a good body puncher like Yori Boy Campas is. Can't go to the body if you're not good at it. If you're good at it, hey, there's another good body shot, 2 in a row.
Yeah, one right in the middle and then a left hook.
Some choices being made by Ayala right now. Some thinking being done. Some reaching down to be done. Boy, oh boy, he's going to be tested, and he's being tested tonight. As long as Yori Boy came to fight, you knew this was going to be dangerous.
Campas thumps a right hand off the ribs of Ayala.
And you know what? He's not giving up right here, Yori Boy. You know why? He's got a guy in front of him that he can still hit. Even if he's getting hit, he can still hit the guy. There's hope for him. Those other guys he's fought, he wasn't doing a lot of connecting with them because of his style.
Right. Like Carr gave him movement too. That frustrates a guy.
That will take hope away from him when you can't hit the guy. When you can hit a guy, you can hang in there.
Some good body work here in the round by Yori Boy Campas, and he has Ayala on the retreat. Left and right hooks to the body. Testing the 37-year-old's midsection. Ayala trying to rally, but a good round 7 for Yori Boy Campas. 3 more rounds still to come. Here's Jason and Max.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. We love when the leather flies, and it's going on in our main event. You know what? It's very, very fun to watch it when guys pound, but this one's nice and tight. Which one of these guys thinks that they're having the most fun right now?
Well, actually, Campas is a guy who has quit, but only when the other guy convinces him he can't win. Ayala hasn't done that. I read a great article on the internet on the Cyber Boxing Zone about Tony Ayala gave an interview. He said he loves it in the trenches. That's his favorite part about boxing. Well, he's got to love this. This is like a poor man's version of Hagler and Duran, a lost classic no one talks about. All things considered, the best fight we've had on our almost 2-year run on Friday Night Fights so far.
It's never a poor man's anything on cable, so you have to pay for ESPN2.
Understood.
Let's go back to San Antonio as the fighting action, which has been a tremendous fight here on Friday Night Fights, continues. Gentlemen, take it away.
The corner of Yori Boy Campas. Welcome back to San Antonio.
Seconds out. Let's go, let's go.
Very good round 7 for Yori Boy Campas. Campas threw 104 punches to Ayala's 43. 61 more punches thrown by Campas. He took the fight to Ayala, and Teddy, he's mixing in a consistent diet of body punches.
He's an experienced guy, Campas. He's been active his whole career. 78-fight career, never off more than 7 months. He has hope here. He sees it, and he's getting more confident now, not less. He's pushing Ayala downhill. He sees a little hesitation in Ayala, little doubt.
Ayala swollen under both eyes.
should do. Pushing the guy who has stopped punching. Finding out if he can push him a little more.
Teddy, I think the body work in round 6 took away some of Ayala's resolve.
And there was a spot earlier in the fight when Ayala had the edge, and he didn't push it. He's probably sorry right now.
Let's go. Great.
There's more uncertainty right now from Ayala. He hasn't done this for 17 years. He's not sure of how to feel and act in this situation. Campas has always been his own choice. He knows how he can act. He's been busy. He's been active. It's up to him how he wants to act. When he hasn't acted well, it's been his choice.
And a left hand by Ayala. Campas steps right back in.
Let's go. No punching. Wait, step back. Let's go. Step back.
Surprised Campas is not throwing more body punches.
A lot of uncertainty going on with Ayala right now. And you're right. It's not a matter of what Campas can do. It's how much he does do.
And there he just taps Ayala to the body. Left hand from Campas. Another left hand to the chin. There's the right hand.
Yeah, Campas should be really going to work here. It's their fault.
Well, the thing you have to remember, Campas is a former champion. Ayala is not.
As we said, toughest fight in the career, not the comeback, the career of Ayala. And that's a tall order when you consider the guy's been off 17 years.
Double left hand by Campas. Ayala trying to get away from the leather from Yori Boy. 2 more rounds to go. Tremendous action in San Antonio.
The forces of nature are waging a war, and the target is your deck. But Thompson's will stop them, because when others fail, Thompson succeeds, protecting your deck like no other, guaranteed. Thompson's Wood Protector. It never takes a day off.
This is a toe. This is a foot. Now you know the difference between Lamisil AT spray pump and Lotrimin AF. Lotrimin AF products start to kill athlete's foot on the whole foot, on contact. This Lamisil AT just treats between the toes. Hey, it's not called athlete's toe. It's called athlete's foot. So get the cure that works on the whole foot. Lotrimin AF, the killer cure.
When water attacks, it can transform your beautiful deck into a danger zone. Boards warp and crack, weakening your deck. But Thompson's gives you the highest level of water protection available to protect your deck like no other. Thompson's. It never takes a day off, guaranteed.
Father telling the referee, Ruben Carrion, that he has a broken left hand. It happened in round number 3. And the fight is over, and Campas is going to be a winner.
Well, we talked about somebody possibly giving up, but we didn't know it was going to be that guy. And you know what? It's not something that should be a tremendous surprise, because he has had nothing to get him ready for a real tough fight. It was just a matter of whether or not Campas would fight a tough fight, and tonight he did.
Campas goes over to Ayala, duck Teddy, some cups of beer have come flying to the ring. Unfortunately, but Yori Boy Campas lands 166 of 676 punches, and body work starting in round number 6. Ayala 170 of 511.
You could see, I'm not saying his hand's not hurt, but you could see Ayala being discouraged by the body punching and the relentlessness of Yori Boy. And you don't know if the hand is broken, not until there's an x-ray taken. There's no way you can know.
Eddie, I've been informed. Our producer Rob Biner has told me one of the judges had it like my card, 76-76, and the other 2 judges had Campas ahead, 77-76.
That's how I had it. I had it 77-76 Campas.
And you hear the emotion of Tony Ayala. The pain.
Mike. We gotta go.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about what?
Tony. Let me see. Tony. Let me look at it.
Oh, okay.
Tony, what's going on? How you doing? Fine. How you doing? Fine. Where is the body? In the rib? Right, Lisa?
The tough part of this business.
You see Ayala, his right eye swollen, nearly shut. His left eye nearly closed.
Or send him off over to the Knicks or either one, okay?
But Ayala suffers a broken hand, cannot continue.
Essentially, I want to do this to him. You wrap him like you normally do in here without the
Now you hear the doctor saying he wants the hand wrap.
Okay. All right. You going to be able to do that for him? All right.
Not a lot of work done in the corner with the end swell. Finally with one hand, man. Before it ever got to this point, as the swelling was starting to increase round by round.
Give me the tape. Give me the...
Tony Ayala not able to answer the bell for the start of round number 9. Campas was ahead on 2 of the judges' scorecards by a point. One of the judges had it even. Campas landing 143 of 588 power shots, and Teddy in round number 6, he started a steady diet of body attacks, and that slowed Ayala down. Now Ayala waving his cap to the 9 or 10,000 strong here at the Freeman Coliseum. What a performance by both men.
It was a terrific fight. And I know it's easy to say now, but Campas was just the wrong guy to take this early into the comeback. Because we said if he came to fight, it could be real tough. And you know what? He came to fight tonight.
And Campas answers the accusations that he is done. He showed resolve when Ayala had his way earlier in the fight. Campas hangs in there, and he is a winner by TKO. Here's Jason and Max.
Bob, Teddy, thank you very much. A lot of people will talk about the brutality of this sport. I want to talk about the emotion of this sport. A man spends 16 years in prison, tries to turn his life around on the outside. You could see the emotion from Tony Jr. as he talked to Tony Sr. about how he was sorry. His father saying, and this is the thing that's very special about this sport, particularly if families can stay together. Sorry about what?
Yeah, he has nothing to be sorry about. Actually, going into that round, I thought to myself, and I've mentioned to Jason, you have to watch here. The corner in this situation might stop it if it's a good corner. Too many corners when a guy's taking a beating, clearly going to lose. Just let the guy go out there, either be knocked out or he quits, and it doesn't look right. It's like a disgraceful for the fighter. The corner in this case, Ayala's father, stopped the fight. It was the right thing to do. He was starting to take a beating, but he has nothing to be ashamed of. And I know he was convicted in 16 years in prison, but let's face it was hard not to root for the guy. As good a guy as Campas is, as solid a guy as he's been, as humble a fighter as Campas is, it was hard not to root for Ayala. The theme of redemption was there, and he fell just short. But again, so what? It's one fight. As Teddy said, a little too much, a little too soon. What do you think, Ayala's going to have problems getting TV dates after this? Who wouldn't want to see this again? We bring it back.
Exactly, and let's talk about that one in just 1 second. That one loss being the first one for Ayala. But first, we want to take a look at the last 6 bouts for Tony Jr. And just how do you assess this process? This was a step up in clientele, if you will, for Tony. How do you read this? If you're another boxer, and how you bring him into your world if you want to date?
With Ayala?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, Ayala could always be on the senior circuit with a guy like Duran, or if Leonard or anyone like that ever made a comeback. You know, they do it in golf, and they kind of do it in boxing also. But Campas and Ayala could go at it again. There are a lot of guys right around that level that Ayala would make a great fight with. Now, yes, if Ayala could string a couple wins together against a guy like Campas, maybe in a rematch or someone like that, he could start to work towards a fight with the winner maybe of Trinidad and Vargas in a big, big money fight. But even if he doesn't, he can still be involved in a lot of great fights. He can be paid well. He can get TV exposure, and then maybe eventually land that big payday. I think what really bothered Ayala more than anything is that it was his first loss as a professional, and kind of the feeling of acquiescing in the corner probably really bothered him, because clearly he has a lot of pride.
So how tough is it, though, for Tony Sr., knowing that it's the first loss, having to take it? And I guess it's easier because he's the dad, but being that corner man that has to make the call on the first loss has to be very difficult.
No question, but he did the right thing. Far too many corners. So many times I'm sitting there thinking, why doesn't the corner stop this fight? And you know, when the corner doesn't stop that fight, they're passing, the onus is on the referee. They're passing the buck. The responsibility's on the ref, and then people yell at the ref, oh, he stopped it too soon. Really, he didn't have to. Or on the fighter, and the fighter maybe quits because he knows there's no way to win. He's taking a terrible beating, and then it looks very bad. The corner can take some of the heat if they're responsible. The corner did the responsible thing in this case.
We'll let some of the heat simmer out of this studio. We're going to come back, though, more on this one. Yori Boy takes it from Tony Jr.
Great stuff.
Beautiful, beautiful fight here on Friday Night Fight. Stay with us. We're coming back right here on ESPN2.
Quest for communications to change everything. Tony Ayala cannot answer the bell for the start of round number 9, a broken hand, and Yori Boy Campas gets the win by way of TKO. Bob Papa, Teddy Atlas back in San Antonio. First of all, credit the 2 judges that actually had Campas ahead by a point. The other judge had it even. Teddy, my question to you, obviously, there's no disgrace in Ayala, and Max made the good point. Wise to stop it in his corner's part with a broken hand. But at 37, how quickly do you bounce back from a broken hand?
Well, especially the way the career was built up. The career was built up by winning. The kid coming back after 17 years and winning. So there's no doubt that takes a hit. We don't know if the hand's broke. They're saying it's broken. It has to be x-rayed because there's no way of knowing until that's done. But it's easy to say now, I understand that, but styles make fights, and they have to be thought of when you make a choice of an opponent in a case like this. Even though Yori Boy quit in his last fight against Obakar, that was against a guy who could move. But against a guy who stands in front of him, and against a Mexican, a lot of pride, who stands in front of him, who he could hit, who he didn't get frustrated against, was too much.
And especially since people were questioning Campas as to whether he should even continue to fight, he had that resolve. Does this put Yori Boy back on the map?
Yeah, he's going to get a fight out of this. That's the nature of the business. That's how it works. You win, hey, you go on and you get a fight.
Do you think Ayala will come back to fight again?
That's a good question. That's a real good question. He got broken down a little bit. I'm not saying he quit, but he got forced to give up. The hand, yes, but he's El Toro. El Toro's supposed to fight even with a bad hand, one hand. He was forced to see that he's human. He was forced to see that. That's a tough thing to see at this point in your life.
At 37 years of age, after everything he's been through, and remember, both eyes were nearly swollen shut. So Yori Boy Campas gets the win. Tony Ayala gave it his all. He had 10,000 fans behind him, but too much pain in his hand, and Ayala could not continue and answer the bell for the start of round number 9, the first loss of his pro career. A huge disappointment for Tony. He was hoping for bigger and better things tonight in front of the home folk. Yori Boy Campas pulls off the mild upset. Jason and Max will wrap it up after this timeout.
Just spit it right in there. Don't worry about it. Clap your hands. Be sharp. Change your angle. Give him that, hey, come on. And snap your punch.
So you saw the